So we try like to be aggressive, and now we're gonna like flash in, trying to get the kill, combo, and his team like follow correctly. And so here also like an aggressive flash. What a dive by Import. So I received some feedback telling that competitive gameplay analysis is nice, but it's not directly applicable for solo queue games. And that's why like I came with that series ID, which is basically me reviewing Predecessor Grandmaster playing in solo queue. And here we're gonna start with the early game of a crunch gameplay by Import, which in my opinion is the GOAT of jungler. And I hope you get some stuff for your own future jungle game. Let's jump right in. So we do have Import on crunch. As we can see here, he started the Warrior Crest as his first position. He do place a ward near the fog wall of the mid lane, and then he recall back to base. So that's a little neat trick that you can do, is basically you can use your first ward as a jungler and then go back to base to grab the sentry. As we have seen, it change like his vision item in the shop to not be able to remove ward. And as a crunch, probably we're gonna start with the red buff. And so here it's gonna spawn at 1 minute 25. We're gonna try to focus on Import, one of the best jungler in the game. And here we can see use the hunt immediately. So the idea of using the hunt immediately is basically that way you get the cooldown back earlier. But that also means that kind of expose yourself for like an invade. But so far it seems that people are not invading that much, so it kind of worked out. And here we can see he tried to pull the creep away, get the perfect timing. So it's already when the red dies, like on his 2 minion camp. So that's one of the things you can do with the patience meter, the aggro meter, to be able to try to abuse that. One thing that is very important is try to use your AoE spell on every single minion. And here you can see he's also like tried to advance toward his next camp. So he has one red into 5 into 2. And he keep like going like for a fast clear. You can see that he takes quite a lot of damage. I think since like the aggression of the minion change, it doesn't really like matter to actually use or not arcade too much. And as you finish 3 camp, you just level up. And I think he used the second charge of the hunt. And so one thing that is kind of nice of like using the hunt early, that means that you can get something. And here we can see that there is a lot of action going towards like the dual lane. So Import was rotating, and here you can see he just like hide behind the pillar to be able like to fight into Vopa and get like some very good damage. So at least he completely like thwarted this potential invade. And here, since like Vopa is kind of low, I think he was looking to maybe go for an invade, expecting Vopa to maybe start like a camp, and then he could like maybe try to get like the first blood, because a lot of jungler would have been greedy for it. And well played by Vopa, he decided to actually like not go for his camp, because here if Vopa was going for the 5 camp, like Import said, okay, he's low, he's level 2, I can get the first blood, well not the first blood, but a kill for myself. And so here Import trying to be like taking advantage of that timing, but unfortunately for him, Vopa didn't like do the camp. He simply like has gone back to base and reset, so Import lose like some precious time through that rotation. But I like the idea still. He made something happen, then he realized that maybe he has an opportunity to like punish the enemy jungler. And if you punish the enemy jungler super early in the game, it makes the game for a jungler very hard to play. Once again, as you can see here, we're gonna like pull the minion to try to get a little bit of time. And I would assume after that 4 camp, since we're kind of low on mana, kind of low on health, we're probably just gonna get our level 4 and reset back to base and spend a little bit the gold we have. So here we're recalling back to base. Gonna spend our first like few goals, and probably we're gonna then rotate towards the right side. We get the Temporal Reaper finish, probably working, I would assume, towards augmentation first. And why we go to the red side? Because this is where we have like buff open. We have the 5 camp and 2 camp, and here we're gonna start with the 2 camp because the idea is that we have probably 20 seconds before the respawn of river buff. And so the idea is that we're gonna try to get like that 2 camp before we can actually like go for the river buff. And here you can see we use the hunt, and now we're gonna like maybe wait a little bit. I think we're trying to get like some vision, dodge the ward, get the timing to maybe surprise him. And here you can see as he jumps, he get the ward, kind of secure river buff, and now he's gonna head towards the other river buff because his teammate was fighting against 2 people and needed to be ready. And here they both use the portal, so now we can like get a little bit of a fight. Iggy already has dropped down, but we cannot drop down after Iggy because that would be like too much damage. And so here, Import wasn't sure what could be like taken out of that situation, but he needed to be there in case they fully engage his mid laner to be certain that his mid laner is safe. And now he's gonna like look maybe at ganking that Iggy again, because that Iggy like is kind of low, but now that Iggy got his level 6, gank is not an option anymore. So we're gonna look at something else on the map. Here we're basically like waiting for our red buff to respawn, and we try like to get like some impact on the map. So here we're going to go for an invade. The Sevarog is under tower, so that means that this invade is pretty safe because the offlaner is not in a position to rotate. So even if the Grux is coming, well, it's still like a 2-for-1, and then like if the Sevarog is coming, it's a 2-for-2, but Sevarog is very low, so that invade was completely 100% safe. So now we're gonna work towards the 5 camp, probably then into red buff, and then we rotate toward the blue side of the jungle, looking for a level 6. Of course, that's kind of probably the plan we're looking for, but at the same time, if something else arises, you need to be, as a jungler, always ready to switch target in a sense. So currently here we're gonna take the reset before going to the blue side. We want to like spend a little bit more gold, probably get a short sword plus vitality beads, get a little bit of health back. 3 camp has been taken, so it's just gonna be the 4 camp. We're gonna be late for river buff. I feel like it was like a slightly odd timing to go back, but maybe because we want to be able to impact the map with the level 6, I feel like we're still like enough in terms of health and thing, and so now like we're losing a little bit of a timing. Here we can see like even the great players, sometimes they made like some mistake in pulling the creeps, but it's a good skill to practice, like trying to practice to get like the perfect pull timing. But we can see that overall we're like slightly a little bit off. Here we're gonna look at probably ganking the mid lane. Then we get the combo, and then we get the black hole. Very, very good like reaction by Calipito. We're gonna use the Inferno. Unfortunately, we do miss the Void Bridge, but that was a very nice black hole, and Import then CC inside the black hole. And here you see that there is like some action going towards like the off lane. The Kallari unfortunately is already dead, and he arrived a little bit too late. But you can see Import kind of go out of his way to try to help his teammate on lanes. If he can help them, that's good. If he doesn't, like he doesn't like then overstay or try to make something happen. If the play is possible, he goes for it, and he will try to rotate to get like the plays. Here we can see like a little thing he did is to just go like for a right crunch, left crunch, and it's because that way get the Empower dash, and the Empower dash like dash further away. So it's just to optimize his movement in the jungle. So a little thing that you can do yourself while playing Crush in the jungle, to try to get like your tempo up. And here, okay, so you can see here, you even like get like almost the perfect timing of getting the last ability that killed the blue buff while also damaging the next camp. To be honest, that's kind of next level. Of course, if you can do that, that's wonderful, but it's the timing is pretty small, so something to not the most easiest things to do. So here we're kind of waiting. I guess like we're looking at maybe like either we're AFK in real life, or here we were waiting for something. Here there is some aggression. We're gonna cut out like Vopa, so here is gonna like try to stop Vopa from entering that fight, because otherwise like Simi Goes Hard would have been dead. Here we go for the flash, so Vopa no flash, get the grab. Now that should be like a kill onto Vopa. We get the rotation from Calipito, and that's gonna be a kill. And so here you can see Import completely thwarting this gank. And as soon as he sees Vopa, he realizes that if Vopa get to Simi, Simi is dead, and he will not be able to get to the other people. So here he engaged onto Grux to kind of delay him, and then he kind of plays slow to see like what Simi is going to do, trying to find like an opportunity. There was definitely kill potential, but if Simi fully disengaged and Import was going in fully, then that would have been like very dangerous. And so since we get like a convincing W on the dual lane, then we convert it into the first Fang to solve the game. And now we got, oh, actually it wasn't the augmentation, it was the Berserker Axe. So first item, Berserker Axe, to be honest, like pretty good in the early game. The slight movement speed buff when you go through Fog Wall is like increasing a little bit your rotation speed, which is kind of good. It's also like give you like pretty good like initial burst damage thanks to like that passive that every time you dash you're gonna get like a non-powered auto attack, and it's like very good like stats for like a bruiser. And here we can see we're trying like to catch something, but we're gonna get the Inferno and the flash out of Sevarog just through that jump, which is pretty good. We do have Calipito that is getting killed, but that means that we're trading like 1-for-1. Sevarog is kind of out. Here we're gonna go back to base. I really wonder why, because it's just like a matter of like farming the right side jungle here. There is nothing else to do on the map. People have reset it, the whole right side jungle is up. So that's what Import decided to do. And you can see that even like a player of the caliber of Import sometimes have some like indecision of like what is like the best play to do. Here like for me there was like, in my opinion, like looking for the bird's eye view, we only go for like farming the red side jungle, because on the left side there is like no Fangtooth. Invade is a little bit like complicated because people are going to reset. And so far you can see like Import is only 1-0 after like 11 minutes, but to be honest, it's still like has been very impactful, helping multiple lane, being there, thwarting like potential attempt, and so it doesn't convert into kills, but it's still like good enough to kind of impact the map overall. And the only time you actually get a kill, it transforms it into a Fangtooth. So here we get the Spell Slasher, this time probably for the augmentation. Getting some ability aced online. And here we might be looking at pressuring this dual lane. We can see here he's keeping the 3 camp. Trying to get into position before the ward is placed, so he get an opportunity. And here we're gonna get like the cage. Penguin saw that Import was rotating, and so now it's gonna be like a kill. And this kill is possible thanks to the fact that we skipped the 3 camp, and we realized that's a timing that dual lane was not in position to place a ward. So we try like to be aggressive, and now we're gonna like flash in, trying to get the kill combo, and his team like follow correctly. And so here also like an aggressive flash, very well played. And once again like double kill, a tower. Every time Import gets a kill, it converts it. And how many players would have just gone for like the 3 camp?